Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne, trying to figure out what to do with this cord for you. And welcome to your first half of the month of November readings. Now, for those that are new, I welcome you with all my heart. I love each and every one of you that take the time to stop in for my videos, and new and returning, it's a blessing for me. And I hope you enjoy the readings. A short little synopsis of what happens with my format is I pick what I call featured sign 2 times a month for 2 readings, the beginning of the month and then the second half of the month. And then with that featured sign, which by the way today is in the beautiful earth grounded sensual Venus ruled sign of Taurus. So yes, it's a powerful time in November for you, Taurus, which I'll get right back to. But having said what the featured sign is, which the reading basically dominates and caters to, I pick in front of you a featured sign that Spirit is always guiding me with. This featured sign may be somebody you're very, very connected to and understanding, right off the bat, or it could be somebody coming into your life within the first half of the month, or maybe has started to. And I am recording these in the last week of October. Hence the Halloween colors. And then, so the energies can move from the latter part of October through. There's no linear aspect when it comes to the energies. And so the highlighted connection can very well be somebody you know. It could also be somebody coming in, or just the energy itself that's very prominent in you and you're feeling it and picking up and resonating with it. I then read the 4 major categories for this highlighted connection, but for every single one of your connections of love, in whatever capacity that means to you, Taurus, okay? And I finished with some beautiful oracle divinations that are simply there to bring us, upliftment, encouragement, love, inspiration. And I do want to say something and get it out of the way as the elephant in the room. Welcome to and introducing my new, what would you call it, accessory? I actually broke a piece of my wrist on a couple days ago. So thankfully I can still do my readings, and unfortunately I cannot do my massage therapy practice, which is, I felt it, but I'm so grateful because there's no surgery involved. I can do my readings. It will heal. I'm told it'll heal within 2 to 3 weeks tops. And I believe that fully. And what we believe, we definitely can achieve. Now, remember, the other thing I do love about my channel is just you in general, but offering a uplifting spiritual tip for the day that are usually tips that I've learned from others, of course, or that I personally have experienced that can kind of lift you. We all need that lift and enlightenment, lifting, can't speak that well right now still, because we are actually in the very last shadow period of Mercury retrograde. But Taurus, we are also now definitely in the season of Scorpio, which is excellent as far as the harmonizing. As different as you and water are, you actually work so very well together. Earth and water, you can visualize it, you can imagine it. You take a seed and you put it into the ground, but it will not grow, it will not, emerge and do all the beautiful things that happen naturally, which is what you're about. You're a natural sign. You love that grounded feeling. You love the sensuality and the beauty of life in its natural form. And that's what you have with Scorpio season, all the while very intense and powerful. Mars ruled Scorpio, and also more modernly Pluto. Transformation. There's depth. There's sensuality and absolute sexuality. There's mystery and there's secretiveness. There's definitely fixed aspects. Both of you being a fixed sign. Taurus November will have a highlight of many planets in fixed signs. So there's going to be some real strength and dogma kind of, this is how it works. Not a whole lot of flexibility, but in some ways that works really well in people's life. I intend on healing, and that's a fixed aspect. I do have Scorpio placements as well. So thank you for that, Scorpio. But all in all, can be very passionate time, very, very powerful time of reinventing and renewing and harmonizing with love and relationships and, you know, everything involved with that. Because you, as a Venetian, Venus-ruled sign, Taurus, are still in the throes of the Mars that will turn into Scorpio, which is now in Libra, as well as Mercury still in Libra, even though it's stationed forward, thankfully. And also Mercury, I did say that. Mercury, no longer the sun, but Mars, two very powerful planets, also in the play of everything I just mentioned, because Mars is predominant with Scorpio. So I feel like there's a lot of wonderful things that are coming through that have been held back. Definitely having to do with anything, you know, that's physical, your grounded, tangible aspects. And money certainly enters into that when Venus is in the picture. Plus, you're known as the money sign. So I like this a lot. I feel like you're just and you want to dig a little deeper, perhaps. We have the first eclipse in the series of the new two eclipses that run together. They always run in pairs. In your sign on the 19th, the full lunar eclipse. So boy, things are really going to be shown, and, you know, culminations will happen. It's also, like I said, an eclipse, and that's huge and powerful, like, you know, a full moon on steroids, and it affects your life sometimes extremely quickly. You don't see things coming. Sometimes we're in the shadow period now, so, you know, I mean, it can be very quick into the, not all negative, trust me. And even this is not a terrible negative. I'm so grateful with how it played out and is playing out, but you get what I'm saying. It's how we take it and how we perceive it as well. It always will be. That's a major tip. You know, I can take things and run with them in any direction we want. Any of us can. These messages are here for guidance and support and, you know, kind of ideas and such, but we can do whatever we want with them. There's never anything that's absolute with the energies, and everyone feels them a little differently. So you may resonate with this highlighted connection right away. You may not. It may be still coming in. I do recommend you watch your Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus placements, because they too can be extremely crucial to the information coming through for you, as well as just interesting, because there's all different levels with us, you know. It's not just the sun sign. So your beautiful highlighted connection, Taurus, for the first half of the month is it's Scorpio. Wow, well, it makes sense. Everything I said. We have so much scorpionic energy, and there's that power. Both of you are extremely powerful in your own way. You are the polar opposites of each other. You can see that right here on my beautiful astrology wheel here. And that's, in fact, what the series of the eclipses are. We just finished this series for a year. It usually lasts about a year and a half, give or take. And the last two eclipses were Sagittarius and Gemini. Also, every one of them are going to be the polar opposites. They run together. They are different in many ways. The dichotomy, though, brings forth, you know, the fulfillment of things that the other is missing, and that beautiful, you know, connection that actually really works in beautiful ways. You know, the opposition attracts type of aspect. So yeah, that's what we're heading into. It's a lot that can be happening. We have Uranus in your sign for another 4 or 5 years and has been in it for a while. That could definitely affect money in good ways, or ways that will be worth, you know, noticing, whatever that is. And, you know, as far as investing and, you know, holding off on extra spending, or maybe making that investment after a long time and a lot of thought, you know, for your betterment and long-term security. I am going to be reading the 4 major categories now with this highlighted connection, which is just ironic, isn't it? Or is it? I always have to say, that's up to you to understand or believe. I'll leave that to your own personal judgment. I think it was exactly the way it needed to be, with you getting that as a highlighted connection. So you also may be very, very in tune and very connected with the Scorpio. So as I said, it's a very common placement or connection that I've seen throughout the years of studying the compatibility. As a compatibility enthusiast, I like to call myself. So I'm using the beautiful deck of the Gilded Tarot. And so the first category is always the overall energy bringing you to the reading. And, you know, we had a powerful full moon in Aries. It can still be being felt. I mean, it was number one. It's once again Mars related, not a fixed sign, cardinal, doer, shaker, mover, putting a light on the full moon aspect of just shining things that needed to be fixed, healed, mended, relationships specifically because of the Libra aspect. It happened on the 20th while we were still in Libra season. I mean, that's beautiful. Anytime you care deeply for people, circumstances, you know, whatever the love aspect is, whether it's family, friends, you know, romance, it's one that needs to be continually attended to, yes, and tended to, not attended to. Well, attended. Either way, and that's what that was bringing. And it can bring some challenge in the sense that, you know, you have to work through things, but that's exactly what brings it to the place that a lot of us want it to be, is that work, that effort. And that's what was going on. So I feel really good about that for you. And what else can I say? What else can I say? Yeah, just the fact that many of the planets that have been retrograde for so long have gone forward, and there's that momentum building back, you know, it's that drive again, you know, and that fiery Mars aspect. Now, it could be that you lose your temper a little bit quicker than normal. You are around and you sense the little chaoticness or more. Doesn't mean you have to involve yourself. I can see and feel, because you too are that way with this sensory that you have as a Venus ruled sign, and just the grounded, you know, part of you that's very authentic, very, very in touch with nature, you know, is really what I'm trying to say. And the nature in you to understand and to understand and recognize your power and your ability to have that intuition that's very strong throughout the end of this month and moving into November with Scorpio. Very, very psychic, very, very in tune with people's feelings, and, you know, they can sense what's going on by your body work, body language, and without even really speaking. There's this just knowing, which is pretty beautiful and mysterious at the same time. So your overall energy for the first half of the month, this highlighted connection and all of your connection, it's so wonderful, is the Hermit. And, you know, the Hermit represents the sign of Virgo. Virgo is known as the healer. Also just a wonderful archetype of being of service, you know, a grounded sign, an earth element as you are, Taurus, and the higher guidance within, you know, being watched over, listening to your gut, everything I was just speaking of. It's really, really powerful right now with the Scorpio aspect, and the two of you together with your incredible gifts of, once again, being in tune to your knowledge that we're all given, you know, and being receptive to it. And taking the time to be still and to be in nature and to just say, okay, because things come out of the blue, and with that Uranus energy, as I was speaking of, that's unexpected surprises. It's for better, for worse. It's, you know, it's freedom and initiating brand new ideas and epiphanies and experiences, scientifically, medical, all the things that matter to all of us on this planet. And it goes back to you, and just, there's the star that's in this lantern, following your dreams and your path that you want to, you know, be on and associate with yourself, and to grow and succeed and live in luxury and love, and just all the things that are super important to you are being given to you in guidance in some form or another, through, you know, spirituality, through what you read, through what you watch, friends, and so forth. There's constant divine intervention. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful representation of a lot of the energies that are happening throughout all of November, but definitely the first half, because then I'll come back for the second half for you. And major arcana is always very much of power and wanting to really, really bring a message across to you. So that's what we have for the first category. And the second is about the possible blessings or obstacles. As we go along, it's a narrative, right? And I find the four categories that I read for cover pretty much all elements of your life in relationships and circumstances. So that being for you, possible blessings or obstacles. Remember, a lot of obstacles can be blessings. I mean, I already see the blessings that have happened for me with this. But who knows what's ahead? Who knows what it was really about? And you have the beautiful world. The world. This is, I have goosebumps. I love it when I get the goosebumps. Another major arcana. There's the full moon in the background. I would imagine between the full moon of Aries and your full moon on the 19th, Taurus, there could be huge changes. The world represents, I can recognize it as the vortex. It's a new start. It's a new open for you. You open from one lifestyle to another, from one, physical aspect to another. These are examples. And, the world is your oyster. And you want to make that change. You want to make that transition, whether it be small or big. It is big in the sense that it will change your life. And when you change your life, you obviously change those that you love and that affect you and that are around you. I feel like it's a beautiful time of opportunity and awakening for yourself. And I would imagine the only obstacle would be that changes is, it can be a little bit, a little scary, because it's something you're not aware of, something you're not familiar with. And you tend to be a little, not a little, you can be very much set in a pattern or structure. That's not always easy for you to change versus other elements and signs in the zodiac. It's one of those, if it's not broken, why fix it? I like it, I'm doing well, I'm comfortable. But this is asking you to get out of that comfort zone in ways that are going to be very enlightening for you. And trusting it, fully trusting it, okay? I mean, traveling is another big issue and reason for the world card to come up. So maybe you're planning a travel after so many months of not feeling comfortable, not feeling safe. Those things are opening up. We're feeling more and more safe as every day goes by. And allowing that to happen. We only have this one life, right? Well, in this particular body, in this particular form. So, it's everyone's own belief system. We won't go into that, but I will say that, energy never dies, it simply changes form. And this is a scientific reality. So I'm digressing. I just want to say I absolutely love this. When you take the wisdom of your true self and your higher power and the gift that you have to know and to hear and to accept the messages and the guidance, anything and everything can be a part of your life. It's unlimited. So those are two beautiful, and look at how the colors are so comparable. The blue to me is the higher, the crown chakra, the information and the guidance coming through. You've got the yellow very prominent too, which is definitely the solar plexus. That's our strength right here between like the belly button and right here just past your, I don't know what that's called, I'm a massage therapist. Right here you can feel a little indentation, but it's that power, that strength, that will, that presence, and conviction. The world is yours. The world is yours. It's your choice. It's your decision. It always really has been. And yes, things come out of our control, but what do we do in the aftermath of that? That is in your control. And how we feel about, how we react, how we respond and all those things, always in our control. And I think you like that and know that. So the next category is that of finances. So my gosh, you've got some beautiful, beautiful, powerful cards. What does one of your better attributes is being a successful sign that generally can amass a great deal of wealth just from perseverance and, constant, dedication and hard work, all put together. We have It's just perfect. We're really in line with spirit. You have the Three of Pentacles. The 3 is such a beautiful number in numerology. It's mastering, it's growing, it's evolving. It's taking something and then working with others. This is a huge time in life as we enter more and more into the what they call the Aquarian age, which we've been hearing about all my lifetime. It's about money, but it's about working with others so that we all can have the same amount and there's a more fair playing field, you know, which is, it's the optimal of life and the way that life can be. And you've got some very, very beautiful gifts and talents, and if nothing else, it's about being able to manage your money and your resources and help others in the process, because I sure had to wait a long time before I got it, in parentheses, with money. It's an energy as well, you know, and you can put some here and put a little bit there. And in other words, you're managing it. It's not managing you. And you don't have to have the feeling of scarcity or anything, because that's definitely not a spiritual truth whatsoever. Remember, they always say there's 2 truths, yours and mine, that there's 3. There's your truth, my truth, and the truth. So working with that is important. And that's a 3 as well. But honestly, this is phenomenal to be in the financial category, because you are building and you are expanding and you are in a very, very abundant, prosperous time. And I know with this Uranus energy that can take away or bring in a snap of a finger, if you've had difficulty and you've known that this is not something you're used to, and I know a lot of us have had that, it's changing, it's evolving, and it always will. You know, you never have to feel where the place you are now is not where you will always be. So that's absolutely beautiful. Once again, there's definitely a sense of camaraderie, you know, help with whomever, people wanting to be there for you, and, you know, and there being a sense of unity in the decisions made with others, which is always beautiful. And then the final category is that of wishes and surprises. And so for you, beautiful Taurus, we have, and did I mention I'm using the Gilded Tarot? I forget, but it is a gorgeous deck, and it's really beautiful illustrations, and it feels wonderful. I've always said that. It has this wonderful feel of lightness and positivity. Second time to get this, and it is understandable, because with all that's been transpiring in many, many months now, and with a lot of the planets in retrograde, which kind of stops our plans, you know, it doesn't stop them completely, but it does put roadblocks and delays on many levels for all of us. It's there to keep us patient, to remind us that it's not always going to be in our time, but it can occur, it can be achieved, never to lose sight of that. But sometimes just, you know, the timing is not what you may want it to be. What I'm seeing and what you have is the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands is the fiery aspect, the Mars that we're around. There's that full moon, the Aries moon, that like, I want to do this, I want to be that, I want to, that passion, that spirit, that motivation, that physicality, you know, burdens, too much, taking on too much at once. You know, not having that balance that the Libra season always invites us to and brings forth more than ever in relationships, in our daily lives, our bodies, you know, caring for ourselves, and have water, all the things to keep sustained and healthy and balanced. Well, that's been a little out of whack. And it doesn't surprise me. I've never known a earth sign that has not overextended themselves work-wise or anything they have as a passion or put their minds to. And now you realize that it's come to a point where that's not working. It's not working like it has, at least not for now. And so this full moon and the eclipse is going to, one way or another, bring that to your attention in a beautiful way, because it's always for our highest good. To learn to delegate. The 10 represents a new cycle. So the burdens and the overworking and all that is coming to an end. It's certainly for the remainder of the year. I'm hoping for the remainder of your life, as a guideline, as an inspiration for you, to know that you don't have to work so hard that you are not able to appreciate and have time to then have fun and keep that balance there. And I love this. I love that it's being brought up to you, so it reminds you. You may have also had a thing happen physically, and not a doctor. This would represent that. Pains in your back, physicality when it comes to the fire sign, because they're about movement and action, and that affects the body. So if it's overly done, you may have exercised too much. Who knows? There's so many variables. But just reminding you that you can be pretty sure that this over imbalance is definitely coming to an end, and it's going to feel really great, because you're going to have that support, as it shows, and you're going to have options, and you're going to have plenty of opportunities to make money regardless, without straining yourself, and listening to the advice and guidance within, knowing how far to go and how much to take on. It's right there for you, and it wants to reveal itself to you. So that really is absolutely beautiful. One of the better readings so far. So I'm happy about that, because everybody wants to have that. With the ups and downs of life, it's always going to be that way. It's just life, right? I mean, it's almost exciting in a way when you think, okay, what is it going to bring now? I'm going to put forth this energy, which of course is going to be manifesting stuff. Every moment we manifest. I don't know. I love this. I really do. I hope you can resonate in some realm with this, and you're feeling it and are already feeling it right at the beginning of the month. So I'm going to go into your oracle messages, and I've chosen the animal medicine cards, because animals are incredible, and they're hugely a part of us and our lives, and their information and their spirits are there to also guide us. And they are our soulmates, it's an animal kingdom here. We're all forms of animals. So I relish in what their wisdom is, and I want to share yours specifically for the first half of the month. And you have, oh my, I've only gotten this a couple of times. It's still a newer deck, but I love it because it's big and you can see, and let me see if I can really figure out how to pronounce this before I speak. Phosphorensis. Phosphorensis is what I'm believing. And to me, just take a look. Just curious what your first instinct and what you felt, from that. Because I see it as a void of sorts, but I see it as these specks of light that are there that we can focus on, and that can, kind of start this whole beautiful internal understanding and connection and creation, co-creation, whilst in a place of maybe darkness and quiet and calm, and being able to listen to the silence and the inner voice, because silence can be very, very deafening at times, can't it? But I will read to you what it says, because I'm interested to know, and this is a rarity to get this. I honestly have only been reading this particular deck for, I don't know, off and on the last possibly a year. Time goes so fast. But in comparison to my other decks, it's still very new, and it's by Adriana Atima. And I love it. So we'll go right into it. We happen to be on the P's. Oh, it's the one before the other I read just yesterday. Fearless light vastness. It is nearly impossible to imagine the depth and darkness of our great ocean. Such vastness. And there's that Scorpio, the water, the element, the emotion, the receptivity, reactivity, the moodiness, the ability to just be in all areas, because water can fill up all sorts of areas, whereas other elements not so much. Wow. Yeah, filled with every variety of sea creature, monstrous and beautiful, floating through the boundless water. Phosphorescent. What did I say? Phosphorescence fearlessly lights up the ocean's summer night in the waves, rippling around swimming bodies and glowing in the valley of translucent jellyfish. It is the movement of life all around that allows phosphor. It's so funny. Oh, I'm sorry. Phosphorescence. That's how I'm believing it, but I'm not 100% sure. To be the light, sparkling and it's reflecting the night stars from the sky above. Phosphorescence calls you to be the light, even in the depth of darkness. Yep, those are those specks of light calling for you. You know, we're all one with the universe. And it is actually when rumbling and tumbling in the waves, dancing with the friction of life, that phosphorescence gets to shine. Wow. I mean, if that doesn't, I mean, that is so incredibly synchronistic with your highlighted connection. But just in general, you know, regardless of that, and just you as a whole, as a human, as a spirit, this is a beautiful, beautiful understanding and, you know, perspective of who we are. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then hopefully I'll be able to actually figure out how to pronounce that fully. That would be good. Always learning too in life, right? So I love that a lot. Now I did want to pull in just for, you know, this month, or maybe other months too, but just one card that represents the importance of a specific moon for you in the month of November, because it is a very powerful month with the moons. The new moon in Scorpio on the 4th is extremely important for all sorts of reasons. One being to initiate and set your intentions forth, but the deep, deep drive and, you know, passion and power that Scorpio has, you know, revealing things and really digging, not just settling for the surfacey stuff. No, that's not what Scorpio is about. And really, really delving into the reality of the truth, whatever that is for you and for all of us, will be brought forth a lot in November. So be aware and be prepared for that. I prefer to know the truth. It's not always easy, but it's definitely something I want to know. And remember, we discussed what truth is. Yours, mine, and the truth. So that will be coming forth a lot. So your beautiful message with the cycle of the moons that represent you and what's important for you. Wow. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. A lot of Aquarius energy. We've got Jupiter and Saturn finally stationed direct again. We'll be there through the end of the year. And Saturn will remain in Aquarius all of next year, all of 2022. So this is a very, very strong time. Another fixed sign, by the way, of, you know, opening up and freedom and independence and intelligence, and air sign, you know, sharing information, working with the whole, you know, ruled by Uranus. There's a lot of Uranus energy. Makes sense for you with Uranus in your sign. There is that connection. It will be for a while. Changing your perspectives is huge. And, you know, your normal, I would say, characteristics as a Taurus to stay in one particular thought process or something, that's changing. That's changing for every sign. It doesn't matter if you're an earth sign and that's your predominant, you know, known archetype. It's changing, and I think it's beautiful, and I think you're recognizing that too. So I love that. I think it's wonderful. I wanted to take another peek if you couldn't see it. New moon, though, ideas, new, fresh, you know, starts again. There's a lot of that relative to your reading with the world and the new moon in Scorpio in your month, and then of course your full moon eclipse. That's always going to bring in new stuff. Just like, wow, really? I didn't see that coming. And it could be phenomenal. Oh, I opened it up to the Star of Aquarius. Okay, so for you, the final message, though, is going to be the Super Attractor Manifestation message, where we manifest the life we want fully by feeling it into existence. The passion. Passion brings everything to the forefront, okay? I don't know who said it, but, you know, you have nothing without passion. You know, that's that fuel, that's that finishing line kind of emotion that'll bring it to tangible reality in this 3D world. So we're doing it all the time. Might as well be in charge of that, right? Your final message, though. Oh, it opened back up to it. I love it. I can do less and attract more. Bam, there you go. There's the new moon. There's that intensity and understanding. There's that psychic knowing, you know, that clarity, clairvoyance for your life, for others, for those around you. Taking down in the burdens, okay, and knowing that's a pattern. That was a belief system I too was brought up in. You know, the more we do, the more important we are. The harder we work, the more, you know, we've got to erase that. We got that new moon in Aquarius. The ideas and the thought processes are changing and expanding for us all in ways that are going to be better, you know. I can do less and attract more. It's a reality. Try it. Don't take my word for it. I love that you would stop in and check this out if you're still watching this. And if you did like what you see, please do like and follow me by subscribing. It's a super important and beautiful way to support me. And it's important because that's how I will continue to evolve and be able to bring you videos in the future. Okay, so have a beautiful first half of the month. I did sneak a peek into the second half with your full moon, but I thought it was imperative since it is in your sign, Taurus. But nevertheless, all the more, enjoy, have a beautiful Halloween. If you have, you know, if you're watching this before, which I don't think will happen because I hope to get these up by Halloween, but we'll see. Take good care. Until next time, bye for now.